This is Sexual Objectification with Lilith. Can't really talk, so I'll just do the talking. Anyway, my point is this. Not all representations of the female body nude is automatically sexual objectification. Not all representations of female sexuality in media is objectification. Some are and some aren't. Here's two cases for you. Pool babes versus Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball video. One is objectification, the other is not. Pool babes, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically in a movie where you have a very rich man who has a mansion and has a pool surrounded by women in bikinis. They are sexual objectification, for they are sexual symbols of status. They're simply there to show how rich the rich man is. They're status symbols and are reduced to objects. So that is sexual objectification. And the only way to reform it to where it's not sexual objectification, I think you would have to have it to where there's 50-50% split between male and female pool partiers. So the pool isn't just 100% women in bikinis. You have men and women, and perhaps have the women in various degrees of dress. Maybe some are in bikinis, and some are just wearing capri pants, a shirt, and a straw hat, because I noticed that women like to wear straw hats. Or maybe that's just Kansas. Kansan women like straw hats. Let that be known. Anyway. Yeah, because then the pool goers are not sexually objectified status symbols to show how rich the rich man is. Rather, it simply shows that the rich man has a mansion and a pool, and he likes to have his friends and family come hang out at his pool. So it's no longer bad. And I wanted to bring up Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball video because I've seen on the news, on both left and right-wing news, it being referred to as sexually objectifying, or as bad because there's nudity in it, or whatever. I think it was Amy Wagner who called it sexual objectifying. But this is the most obvious case of non-sexually objectifying female nudity I can think of, aside from HBO. A good litmus test of whether or not female nudity is sexually objectifying or not is whether or not it shows internal states. Objects, non-living things, do not have consciousness. They do not have conscious eternal states. So when you show a woman having a conscious internal state, she is automatically not being seen as an object. And if you haven't seen Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball video, the entire video is about internal conscious state. Particularly, it's about the emotional roller coaster and emotional pain associated with relationships. She kisses the hammer because of the pain of relationships. She is nude to show her vulnerability. She has to be nude in the Wrecking Ball music video to symbolize how when you get into a relationship, you are making yourself very, very vulnerable to another human being in a way that no other activity does, or no other activity that I can imagine at the moment. She rides the roller coaster nude as a way of symbolizing both vulnerability, risk, and emotional roller coasting. If you don't know what an emotional roller coaster is, it's basically very low lows and very high highs. So this is not objectification, even though she is nude. I mean, she even cries during segments of the music video, regardless of whether or not they're fake tears or not. That is not objectification. That is showing an emotional internal state. So yes, HBO is also very good at showing female nudity in a non-objectifying manner. I mean, Daenerys Targaryen wakes up naked with the dragon eggs. There's nothing. She is naked, but there's nothing sexual about her nudity. And yeah, so that's the point. I worry that sex-negative feminists are going to attack all sexuality, rather than only attacking sexuality or nudity that's actually harmful. Which is why I like sex plus feminism, like Lacey Green's form of feminism, because it understands that some form of nudity and sexuality of the female type in media is fine and some aren't. We simply have to distinguish between the two. And that's basically the main thrust of the video. And there's Lilith. What's up?